For our art project today, we are going to need a foam paper, 4x6 paper, another paper to print on, pencil, pen, washable markers, water, and a paper towel. Today we are going to make art like Wayne Thiebaud and his delicious looking pastries and cupcakes, and like Andy Warhol, the pop art king, and he loved to make his prints. So we are going to do some printmaking today and create these yummy, fun looking cupcakes. Okay, so I have my foam paper, you can see, and my paper that I'm going to draw on. It is the same size, 4x6 sheet of paper. I'm going to draw my cupcake on here, and I want to draw it as big as possible. So start by drawing the paper part, the bottom part of the cupcake. So a curved line at the bottom and 2 lines going up. And then you can draw, there's more than one way to draw a cupcake. So this one I am going to draw a zigzag line across the top. And then I'm going to draw the top of my cupcake, just 2 curved lines. And then I'm going to draw kind of like a C laying on its back right there. There's some icing. And then I'm going to draw another C almost closed. And then I could put a cherry on top or heart. It's almost Valentine's Day, so I'm going to do a heart on top. You could add some little sprinkles, or you could add syrup. You decide what's on your cupcake. You need to draw the line. This is the horizon line or the top of the table. And then my wrapper needs something, so I'm going to draw some lines, long and short, kind of like a little pattern here to create the texture of my wrapper. And then in the background, on the wall, let's say this is wallpaper, I'm gonna add some shapes or designs. So I'm just gonna add some simple swirls all around in the background. You decide what's in the background. They could be hearts, they could be swirls, they could be stripes, they could be polka dots or triangles. Keep it simple though, taking your time, nice big designs. Now I'm ready to transfer my image onto my foam paper. So I'm going to put my paper on top of my foam paper and make sure that it doesn't move. I'm gonna add just a little piece of tape. So if you don't have tape, you don't have to do this, but this will really help you keep your paper in place and not move. Now I'm going to take my pencil. You want a dull pencil. Don't have a super sharp pencil. And I'm going to trace really hard because I'm pressing these lines into my foam paper. So you have to trace really hard. Trace your design. Every single line. If it tears through the paper a little bit, that's okay. You want to make sure that it's pressed into the foam. So to make sure you're pressing hard enough when you lift up, look, you can see all my lines. Okay, so now I'm going to remove my paper and you can see all my wonderful designs. To make sure that your lines are really deep enough, I'm gonna take a pin and I'm gonna trace them again. Do not tear, you don't need to tear through the foam, but you want it to be really, really deep in there. So now I'm gonna trace through these lines that I made one more time with a pen. Okay, so now I know that my lines are nice and deep. I can even see them through the other side. And now I'm ready to color. So just take some washable markers, regular Crayola washable markers, and color in. Try to stay in the lines and try really hard not to smear your markers. So if you notice, I'm holding it by the edges. I don't want to stick my fingers in the marker because it's wet. So now I have my foam plate all nice and colored. Now I will take my piece of paper and I'm going to wet it down. You can do this in the sink or with a spray bottle. And then but you don't want it soaking wet or else everything's gonna drip. So take a paper towel and just wipe the water off so now it's just damp and not dripping wet. So I'm gonna wipe it really good. Okay, and I am going to take my foam plate and put it wherever I want on my paper. Once I put it down, it cannot be moved. So do not move it. Wherever it lands, that's where it stays. And press down, okay? I'm pressing and it's not moving. Do not shift your foam printing plate. And I'm going to rub it at every single little spot. Press down really hard and rub, rub, rub. Do not miss a spot. And now, carefully pull it away. And voila, you have a print from your foam plate. Isn't that awesome? It's like a little stamp. Now you can continue this process. All you need to do is wash it off, dry it off, and then you can color it again and reprint it. You can even make some beautiful cards. So, I'm gonna color this again, and I'm gonna print it on a paper to make a Valentine's Day card. Okay, so I washed it and I colored it again. Now I'm going to take my piece of paper and I'm going to fold it in half so that it opens like a card. Spray the top of it. Dry it off. And now I have a damp paper and I will print my design on my paper. And carefully lift up and voila, I have my cupcake. Okay, so you have two options. You can make a picture just on a flat piece of paper, or you can make a card. So it could be a birthday card, it could be a Valentine's Day card. After your paper dries, you can either leave it like this, you can add more designs to it with markers or crayons. You can write on the inside. This would, obviously our paper got wet, so we're gonna need to iron that out. If you want, you can add a border to the outside of your picture. So you could outline it to add like a little frame. These are all up to you. You decide if you want to add anything to it or if you just want to admire your print.